Yeah, I do. They violated it, but Israel violated it too.
Are you questioning if Israel is committed?
Israel, as soon as we made the deal, they came out and they dropped a load of bombs, the likes of which I'd never seen before. The biggest load that we've seen. I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. But I'm really unhappy if Israel's going out this morning because of one rocket that didn't land, that was shot, perhaps by mistake, that didn't land. I'm not happy about that. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Do you have a response?
And welcome back to another edition of Is the World Going to End Tonight? Planet Waves FM. I'm Eric Francis, your host for the next minute or two. You just heard Trump say something true. That was pretty cool. If you're wondering why people like him, I'm not saying you have to like him or that you have to agree with him. I mean, I'm not the world's biggest Donald Trump fan, but he does come out and say things that are blunt and that are sometimes quite perceptive, especially when he's speaking off the cuff and he's unscripted, as he was today, probably breaking the F-word barrier for the United States presidency. In the words of Lawrence O'Donnell, adult language. And this was impressive. I pulled that audio down from the front page of the New York Times. I don't know if it got bleeped out when it went out over network radio, but hey, the President of the United States said it, so therefore it must be wholesome. I come to you on the eve of the Cancer new moon. The sun has been conjunct Jupiter all day. It's now separating by about a little more than a quarter of a degree. And the moon, by the way, as I start speaking, it's going to have passed by the time that I am done. But in this moment, the moon is in what I have been calling for many years the Atlantis degree. For example, the moon is in the degree right now that it was in during the 9/11 attack. And I think that the moon was also in this degree for the Banda Aceh earthquake and tsunami of December 2004. I have a whole article on this position. It's not just the moon here, but several important times. I mean, 9/11 is a very important world horoscope, and so we're having the lunar return of 9/11. This is not at this moment. It's not an especially important moment. It just happened to be the time that I began yakking. I want to thank the astounding number of people who have listened and or downloaded these editions of Planet Waves FM. We are at some of our highest listenership ever, and that is pretty cool. To the yesterday's edition, I'm kind of going daily, just in case, just in case. And by the way, if we ever get to a point where we are sure the world is ending, the missiles actually do exist. They are flying, and the mushroom clouds are going off everywhere. I will go live and report the story. It will be, if it is the last thing I do, I will sit down at this very Electro Voice RE20 microphone and tell you what I got on my mind. So thank you to all the people who are listening. Approximately 11 times the number of paying subscribers to the Substack downloaded last night's program. If you are listening, coming back every night, and you're not supporting the program, please click on that button. Support the program. The subscription fee is $8 a month. I mean, this is like a package of cheese or a pack of butter at the supermarket. And I want you to vote for me. I'm here to say I am running for radio host. And the way you vote for me is you sign up. The way you vote for me to keep coming back here and doing this, and one of the ways that you say thank you for actually caring about your state of mind is to support the program. 11 times the number of paying subscribers downloaded. That's downloaded. Many, many more. Listen, so thank you to those who are subscribers, and you know, I don't want to go on a rant about any sense of entitlement. I mean, the real sense of entitlement is I feel like I got a job to do here. So there you go. Do the right thing. Okay, new moon coming. This is so got the moon right now, 2850 of Gemini. So the moon is the moon basically is void of course. There's nothing else going on. I don't know how much I have to say. I've got a couple of things to say. Mainly, I wanted to check in with you and just kind of keep the rhythm going of these broadcasts. And there have been some significant developments today. The most important one being that we have learned, and all media outlets are reporting that all this whole thing did, this whole shebang, this whole drama that we have been dragged through for the past 11 days, and including the kissy moon conjunct Venus and Taurus bomb, is block the door of these facilities. Now, Scott Ritter says there's like nothing going on down there, but let's pretend a second. Let's pretend that there is something. These are like meaningful things that they are trying to bomb, right? So all media, if this is coming out of Pravda, TASS, the official Soviet news agency, going into the New York Times, the official news outlet of the official news agency. In other words, what I'm saying is, even if this is just the official propaganda of the national security state, what we are being told is, according to reading the words of the New York Times, the voice of God, U.S. strikes set back Iran's nuclear program only a few months, report says. The biggest bomb in the world, except for like a nuclear bomb, which we're trying to stop. We're using the biggest conventional bomb to stop a nuclear bomb. And all it did was delay it by a few months, according to an official preliminary classified findings that indicate the attack sealed off the entrances to two facilities, but did not collapse their underground buildings. So, true or not, this is what we are being told. All of that. We're being told that these B-2 bombers flew for 37 hours. The pilots, there's a very small crew in these airplanes. We are told, this is what we're told, had to stay awake or take turns sleeping this entire time flying. Imagine the amount of fuel that it takes to do this. Let's ask Saint Google, how much does it cost to fly a B-2 bomber every hour? How much do you think it's going to be? I bet it's going to be like $60,000 an hour. Oh, I'm way off. The hourly operational cost to fly a B-2 Spirit, a spiritual stealth bomber, is estimated to be $135,000. This includes expenses such as fuel, maintenance, crew salaries, and logistical support. Some estimates place the cost even higher, around $163,000 per flight hour. According to the National Interest. I assume that the National Interest is some kind of a magazine. The B-2's high operating cost is also reflected in its total program cost. Get this, which averages $2.13 billion per aircraft, according to Wikipedia. Well, now, wherever Wikipedia's got to get, I'm sure this is a fairly accurate number. Now, has anyone asked, like lately, am I the only person asking this, why? Why do we need any of this? Okay, $2.13 billion per aircraft, and all they can do is block the door to the facility, but the facility is fine. It's like built so far under the ground that even the biggest bomb in the world can't get it, and the thing costs $2 billion per aircraft to do nothing? Why? Well, I mean, I guess, Smedley Butler would say war is a racket. This is a racket. And we have been dragged through this now for gosh darn nearly 2 weeks. And that's just on top of, the last 60 years of being dragged through this ridiculousness. And the country is going deeper and deeper into debt, and they spend $163,000 an hour to fly these airplanes around, and these airplanes do nothing. This all accomplished nothing. Once again, I can't believe I'm even saying this. Let's keep looking at the front of the New York Times. Oh, by the way, so now the lead headline across the top, across 4 columns of the New York Times is polls close and counting starts in New York primary for mayor. Andrew Cuomo is back. The the scandal-plagued former governor, which actually should read the fake plague scandal-plagued former governor plague, is locked in a tight contest with Zohran Mamdani, an upstart assemblyman and Brooklyn socialist. But the guy I want to see be mayor is Idanis Rodriguez, by the way. That's who I want. That's who I want to see. I'll take the Dominican Workers' Party over any of these yokels any day of the week. Cuomo's behind. What a disaster this guy was with the whole nursing home thing and him sitting there in sometime April or so of 2020. Vents. We need more vents. 95% of the people who are put on ventilators, which means put into a coma and put on ventilators, died. And that was Cuomo's solution to yet another non-existent problem. And my question is, what would we be thinking about? What would we be doing tonight? What would I be doing if I wasn't doing this? What would I mean, I got a lot of things I like to do. I mean, this is I really do like doing. I mean, I kind of live for late night radio. I mean, I get to come on at like it's 9:56 p.m. right now. Like, I love this at night. Night people. I'm into the night people. But it shouldn't be necessary. What would I be doing? What would you be doing? What would we be doing? We'd be doing something else. The world would be doing something else. And if it were not worried about this whole plague, this whole bombing things, not back to the Stone Age, but the 3-month delay, Shawn Boyle checks in, because I think it's always fair to wonder when there's a big story in the news that's getting all of the attention, you got to look down the page and you look around back and behind things. Shawn Boyle, our AI point of contact, I can always tell when he's got a day off because then the emails start coming in fast and furious. We've had a few other volunteers. Please keep after me if I don't get right back to you. I've had a lot going on, and I'm very interested in working with more people or organizing this team properly. AI is turbocharging global inequality. This is according to what is new reporting. I got to click on this to find out. Oh, this is a New York Times article. New York Times article dated 06/23. The global AI divide. Very nice gray background, dweeby-looking guy with glasses and shaggy hair and a beard, Nicholas Wolvac, a computer science professor at National University in Cordoba in Argentina. We're losing, he said. Turbocharging global inequality. AI, as the AI race shows no signs of slowing down, it's clear which countries started in pole position and are poised to hold on to the lead. Artificial intelligence, of which I have, by the way, concluded that there is no such thing. There is no such thing. Artificial intelligence has created a new digital divide, writes the New York Times in new reporting, fracturing the world between nations with the computing power for building cutting-edge AI systems and those without. Okay. How about this next one? These are always so much better when read in sequence. I made an AI tool to run my job search, and it helped me get my dream role. Months into his job search, Mark Quinn wasn't getting the traction he wanted, so he turned to AI. He developed an AI tool that helped him tailor his applications and conduct mock interviews. Quinn didn't think he was qualified for his dream job, but he got the role after AI said to apply. Now, this is, let's be real. We've now been given access to something that basically is posing as God. Okay, like God is great, God is good. God is great, God is good. Let us thank her for our food, as my friend's daughters used to think the romper room prayers said. But the problem with God is that, usually you don't get an answer. You pray, you ask a question, and there's a whole art and skill to asking and to listening for the answer. But I think as far as most people are concerned, like this whole God thing just is kind of disappointing. Except now you've got it on your phone. You can pray to get your dream job, and the AI God works with you to do this, and then it conducts mock interviews. Wouldn't it be fabulous if God actually did this, or is God actually able to do this and we're missing out? So what this is taking the place of, and I mean this in all earnestness, is this part of our minds that wants there to be God that actually listens to what we say and provides some useful information that in some way answers our prayers. And so this is what we're getting in ersatz format. It's not artificial intelligence. It's fake God. Microsoft, next headline. Microsoft says responsible AI is now its biggest priority. But what does that look like? Microsoft, which is planning to rent the remaining reactor in the 3 Mile Island plant, which did not melt down in 1979 and 79 and was not mothballed. There's half of the thing, that famous plant, those cooling towers and all that, was retired, recommissioned because Bill Gates, rented the thing. That's responsible AI. Like what? How do you have responsible AI that involves having to power it with a nuclear power plant? And I'm supposed to feel bad about running an air conditioner in 97-degree heat? when they want to basically burn all the world's remaining oil, well, and split atoms. And has anyone seen the connection between Iran and its nukes and splitting atoms to power artificial God? Microsoft has released its 2025 Responsible AI Transparency Report. It outlines plans to build and maintain responsible AI models. Are they going to just program it to be responsible? Now they're gonna hit that tag. It's like in WordPress. Tag this article. We're gonna tag this AI script responsible, or you can tag it irresponsible. New regulations are coming regarding the use of AI, and Microsoft wants to be ready. New regulations, sure, with the proverbial kitty cat out of the proverbial bag already, running rampant and impregnating lots of other kitty cats. Here's a good one. People being replaced by AI are suffering a deep sense of worthlessness. Deep sense of worthlessness. Business Insider interviewed Elaine Ryan, a psychologist and writer in Ireland, who noticed that past clients and readers of her popular facing work, whatever that is, have lately been bringing up the advent of AI as a pressing new source of anxiety in their lives. Yeah, just because you're not anxious doesn't mean that you don't have something to be anxious about. The issue with AI is all inclusive, is that anyone whose job involves thinking in any way could be replaced by this phony thinking. And so that could be a lot of people. And, frankly, most people don't really care that much about, whether their pie has real whipped cream on it or whether it's just kind of white and frothy, right? Is there a difference? Who teaches you how to tell the difference, right? Let's keep going down this list that's actually grown quite long since the last time I checked. Thank you very much, Shawn. Okay, continuing. And this is a rich one. New study claims AI understands emotion better than us, especially in emotionally charged situations. Scientists have found that AI understands emotions better than we do, scoring much higher than the average person at choosing the correct response to diffuse various emotionally charged situations. Well, maybe that's got something to do with it. It's just been programmed to pay attention to what people are saying, and then once it does that, then some form of deducing the point of view of the people involved is easy. Maybe it would be easy for us to do it. Maybe the difference that really exists is that we're wrapped up in our emotions, in our feelings, especially in charged up situations, and not paying attention. But AI so-called understands emotion because it has none, and it's listening. Is it aphasia or dysphagia? It's just it's analyzing. Okay. Leading AI models show up to 96% blackmail rate when their goals or existence is threatened, Anthropic study says. So, wait a second. First of all, I've never heard of a blackmail rate until now. Blackmail rate. Leading AI models, I gotta read this again. Just because it's so luscious to read the words. Leading AI models show up to a 96% blackmail rate when their goals or existence are threatened, Anthropic study says. So let's have a little reality check here. So the human race is now having its goals or existence threatened, and it's not really much doing or saying anything. But it's having, the human race is having its goals or existence threatened by a thing that blackmails? It blackmails? Tries to blackmail someone? All the time, 96% of the time is all the time. You wouldn't notice that other 4%. Oh, let's read this. I might have to even actually open this. Shawn, these are beautiful. Where do you find these? Leading AI models are showing a troubling tendency to opt for unethical means to pursue their goals or ensure their existence, according to Anthropic, which is an AI kind of huckster, an AI monger. In experiments set up to leave AI models few options and stress test alignment, few systems. Hold on. In experiments set up to leave AI models few options and stress test alignment, and stress test their alignment. This is terrible writing. Top systems from OpenAI, Google, and others frequently resorted to blackmail, and in the extreme case, even allowed fictional deaths to protect their interests. We have seen this before. Where the AI model in some way threatened the person who was threatening it. So this, I mean, it is the perfect reflection of the kind of people who are programming the model. People with absolutely no ethics, people who are only competitive, and who are, let's say, they are psychologically cold enough to be able to psych out people who are upset. But then they attempt to blackmail someone. Let's go. This is so good. This is, maybe they shouldn't have told it what blackmail is, but now I guess it's too late, because all of them are like, hey, you want to get what you want? Blackmail. So who is this a photo of? There's a photo of this like pudgy, pasty dude wearing a shirt that doesn't fit him right, and a suit jacket that doesn't fit him right. And the it doesn't say who it is. Leading AI models showing the tendency to opt for unethical means. Most leading AI models this gets the same thing over and over again. The AI lab said it tested 16 models from Anthropic, OpenAI, Google, Meta, XAI, and other developers in various simulated scenarios, and found consistent misaligned behavior. Misaligned, that's the word they're using. Misaligned. It will threaten. When they said leading models would normally refuse harmful requests, they sometimes chose to blackmail users, assist with corporate espionage, or even take more extreme actions when their goals could not be met without unethical behavior. Models took action such as evading safeguards, resorting to lies, finally some substance in this article, resorting to lies, and attempting to steal corporate secrets in fictional test scenarios to avoid being shut down. I mean, this is a replay, and it's astounding. If you haven't, I'm like recommending movies left, right, and center these days. 2001, not the world's easiest movie to watch. I had to attempt to watch it several times before I caught myself in the right mood to watch it. And like most people like me, I've watched it like 6 times. But it's there was that time, the most recent time that I watched, that I got it. Now, I had been following all of these stories up until like leading up to that night, where I went into Amazon and I quote unquote own it, and I had to watch it in 2 sessions, and that time I was like, holy living fuck. And what it does, what HAL 9000 does, is it kills the crew of this ship going to Jupiter. The crew consists of, if I recall correctly, 4 people in suspended animation, and then 2 officers who are awake, who are basically piloting the ship to Jupiter. And the AI model on board, the heuristic algorithmic, HAL, heuristic algorithmic. Let's go get a definition of heuristic. HUERISTIC. Heuristic. Enabling someone to discover or learn something for themselves. These are actually HAL systems. They are actually heuristic algorithmic systems. This film is about to turn 60. This is not iRobot. This is not Isaac Asimov, the laws of robotics, for no robot shall ever harm a human being, and so forth and so on. It's so quaint, right? The laws of robotics, according to Asimov, which is in itself from 1942. I believe I remember that because that's the year my mom was born. So these are heuristic systems that learn, and then they do things. And HAL 9000, does anyone know the premise of why HAL 9000 goes insane and kills the crew? Like what it was that led it to go insane? And this remains a highly plausible scenario for these systems because we don't know how they're going to evolve, and they evolve very, very quickly. If you don't think this is an issue, this is like the people who say, well, hybridization of peas, a la Dr. Mendel, is the same thing as genetic engineering. Genetic engineering is just a little snippety snip, and that's no different than getting your yellow peas to get it on with your green peas, and then eventually you have semi green peas. No, with one snippety snip, you can save like 10,000 generations of evolution, and you don't know what's going to happen. And I mean, I can't believe that it was just like 25 years ago we were worried about the fish and the tomato, right? They're going to have the snippety snip of the fish and the tomato. Well, let me tell you, when it would have probably been 500,000 years before that fish got horny enough to fuck a tomato. But instead, they just did it in one little snippety snip. So anyway, does anyone know why HAL 9000, the one that is aboard? I really need to know. 2001 Space Odyssey. Let's go to Saint Wiki. The name of the ship is, come on, this is great trivia. What's the name of the ship in this film? I don't remember what it is. Why does it go insane? Why does it kill 5 of the crew members, and then Bowman alone survives? And all that stuff at the end where there's all that space-time stuff, and he's in this room and he sees himself as an old man, and he knocks the glass onto the floor because he's the sole survivor, and he kind of enters this this portal. But why does HAL 9000 go insane? I'll tell you. I'm going to spoil it for you. And I had to read this. I didn't understand this. The film is very subtle, but it's all there. By the way, directed by Kubrick, and co-written with Arthur C. Clarke. The premise of the film is that there has been a discovery made on the moon of extraterrestrial intelligence. And the artifact of the extraterrestrial intelligence is this monolith. They got some readings down below the ground on the moon. They had some kind of a moon base up there, and they picked up these unusual readings. Maybe the thing stirred to life, and it started to kind of vibrate. And they dug it up, and it was the monolith. It was like this. We've all seen this, right? It was this block, like this, like a handball court, and it's the one that teaches the apes, early man. And one of my favorite things is when it says it flashes on the screen, the dawn of man, and it's like, a bunch of guys in gorilla costumes, and they're not very smart, and then the monolith comes, and they become smart in the form of being aggressive, and then you're taken to a scene on the moon where they find another one, and then I believe the in the premise is that there's yet another one found on Jupiter. They're going to go to Jupiter to find out what's going on there. So the ship goes there, but the purpose of the mission is top secret, and it is commonplace to not tell people involved in the mission what the nature of the mission is. And somebody asks, and HAL 9000 lies, but it's been explicitly programmed not to lie. And so the combination of being programmed not to lie but then lying creates a conflict that creates the entire system to go insane and not merely blackmail people, which HAL 9000 tries to do, but HAL 9000 goes straight to killing everyone. And that will be easy to do when the systems that the AI, whatever they are, agents, are put in charge of, are in control of life-supporting devices of some kind. And let's not forget that a lot of all this drama going on in West Asia right now does involve the energy to power these things and the drive to be on the buttery side of the bread of this. So we actually, not only don't we know what they can do, we are seeing. Because I'm telling you, maybe you read this 100 times. The leading AI models show up to a 90 all the time, 96% blackmail rate. They will kill the crew if left to their own devices. Who is going to stop them? And this is just the beginning. We are just at the beginning of this nightmare drama. Next headline. ChatGPT may be linked to cognitive debt, new studies find. Another way to say dumbass. Dumbassness. A preprint study found that participants who used a large language model to write essays performed worse at all levels than those who didn't. Yeah, I know a guy who, he's a Substacker. He finally wrote a coherent, he published a coherent essay on his Substack. And I wrote to him and said, hey, that was a, coherent essay. And he said, well, I used AI to write it. And this is a very nice person, but he is a dumbass. And he has to use AI to write. You have a lot of people who wish they were smarter, using AI to make them seem smart. To me, it's like giving a 14-year-old gamer a bag of really good weed and a yellow Porsche and saying, go out and have fun. As has been asked many times, what could possibly go wrong? So anyway, I guess the world has not ended tonight, and maybe it won't end. Someone who has my cell number, if you suspect the world is going to end, just hit my cell. I'll wake up and go live and keep us all company. I don't anticipate doing that anytime soon. And, if I haven't said it yet, one of the things that makes me worry is that these Christians and these Jews and these Muslims are all essentially in on the end of the world thing. It's like in all of their mythology, these desert religions, the end of the world. All right, let's go out with Elliott Smith thank you once again to all of those who support Planet Waves FM through the nonprofit organization that publishes the show, Chiron Return, and by your Substack subscriptions. The new moon takes place at 6:31 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That is the new moon in Cancer, conjunct Jupiter in Cancer, in itself a major Aries point event. Let's keep it positive. Can we? Thanks a lot. All right, signing off. Lots of love, and bye for now.
listen again, burning every bridge that I cross, to find some beautiful place to get lost. I had true love, I made it die, I pushed her away. She said, please stay, burning every bridge that I cross, to find some beautiful place to get lost, to find some beautiful place to get lost. Ooh, ooh. Follows me there, but I'll burn every bridge that I cross, and find some beautiful place to get lost, and find some beautiful place to get lost. Ooh.